Hello YouTube, welcome to the Nerd Zone. I'm Scruffy and this is Scruffy Tales. And in this video I will unfortunately point out why that initial battle sequence, combat sequence, fight sequence in Dune Part 2 is, well, truth be told, not really that well thought out at all. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And we're gonna be starting out with how it all begins with the Fremen and Paul and his mother hiding from Harkonnen. And here we have a Harkonnen vessel and Harkonnen troopers relying on anti-grav technology to float down. And there's a bunch of them, and they have this big ship. Remember, they have a big ship, and now they're floating down to start looking for Fremen. And I mean, the design of this movie, it's so cool. Take a look at these guys with las guns, laser weapons, and Harkonnen troopers. They look badass. They well and truly do. And well, the movies have pretty much established that las guns, laser weapons, when you fire them at a shield, you will not have a nuclear explosion as the natural reaction, since they're using las guns and las cannons and what have you in and around shields all throughout the first movie. And if the whole nuclear detonation thing was an issue, that wouldn't happen in the first movie. So in the movie Dune universe, las guns fired at a shield will not cause nuclear explosions. Okay, but they look badass, don't they? Awesome. And of course, they pick up that the Fremen have set up a thumper, attracting a worm. So the Harkonnens, they rush up a sand dune and then float away using the anti-grav technology, and they start climbing this massive mountain out in the middle of the desert. And this is when everything falls apart, because they're up on the mountain, they're looking around, trying to spot any worms, trying to spot any Fremens, and one of them gets shot in the head, and he dies. Big surprise after getting shot in the head. And what happens next? This dumb idiot, I almost said something really bad. Ah, fuck it. This dumb motherfucker says no shields. And they're getting sniped left and right, and they're just dropping like flies, and no shields, because that's bad, and I have cats running around in the background. But no shields. But why? Why no shields? This dumb motherfucker, no shields. Look at this. They're climbing, 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 climbing. And what are they climbing? They're climbing this goddamn fucking mountain. Look how tiny they are when they're standing right next to it. Why no shields up here? Will a worm come out and eat them up here? How will the worm know they're up here if they're not down here on the sand causing vibrations with the shields? If they're up here with shields, there will be no vibrations attracting a worm. So why no shields when they're up on the mountain? What? Why? Makes no sense. There's no explanation. Why? Explain. If someone can explain this to me in the comment section, please do, because I don't get it. And also, remember this thing? Where is it? Where did it go? Because these guys, they're now up here, and they are in trouble. They're getting killed. They're getting sniped because they didn't turn on the shields. Why isn't this thing flying in to pick them up? Because, they can float up to it because they have anti-grav technology. Why doesn't the ship come in and pick them up when they need it, right? Or why doesn't the ship come in and just start blasting the surrounding area? Maybe it doesn't have missiles, I don't know. But where did it go? Why did it vanish? Why doesn't it help the troops on the ground to leave when they're ambushed and getting sniped. What? How could they forget about this? I'm not talking about the soldiers. I'm talking about the production crew, the director, the guys, the people making the movie. How did they forget that they added a flying fortress to this scene and then just, yeah, it fucked off and these guys are now on their own in the middle of the desert with worms and Fremen all around? What? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, take a look. They're up here on the mountain. Why don't they activate shields? If they activated their shields, the Fremen couldn't shoot them, right? They would be safe. No worm would come up here and try and eat them because they're on the top of a big ass mountain. God damn it, right? So up here, the Fremen can't get to them. The Fremen are basically fucked. If they call in that big ass sci-fi spaceship thing floating around and provide fire support and scanning the surrounding desert for Fremen and keeping an eye on worm signs and what have you, what could the Fremen possibly do to harm these guys who have shields that ensures the Fremen can't kill them at range, and then they have las guns that can punch through walls and rock and what have you. What the Fremen don't have shields, right? The Fremen don't have shields because if they have shields, that will attract worms. So, I mean, this fight sequence, combat sequence, initial setting the stage combat thing sucks. And people, why are people fine with this completely illogical sequence, fighting sequence, combat sequence that makes zero sense? They ignore the technology of shields, they ignore the technology of anti-grav capability, and they ignore the ship that would allow the Harkonnen to kick the fucking asses of the Fremen. Don't ignore stuff like this. It's important. I know it's not important. It's an awesome movie. And you know, that initial fight, it was kind of cool. But when you begin to scratch the surface, it makes no goddamn sense. There, I finally got it out of my system because it has been annoying me ever since I saw the movie. Ah! Son of a... Now, the battles and fight sequences in both movies make absolutely no sense whatsoever. They establish all this technology, all this lore, or everything, and then just weird shit happens. I know it's science fiction, and I mean, it's like Star Wars, where you have all this cool technology, and still people act like they're fucking morons on the battlefield. I get it. It's sci-fi, saga, epic, drama, fantasy, whatever. But come on. Come on! It makes no sense. Anyway, it's out of my system, and I will leave it at that. And I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye.